Yo, what is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're taking a look at the insane European qualifiers, and when I say insane, guys, they were absolutely nuts. This is probably the best qualifier I've seen so far, and shockingly, it wasn't because of those great players that we assumed would be dominating, like Mongrel, Benji Fishy, MrSavage M, Mitro. They were sort of up there, but they didn't even make the top 10 today. It was just filled with unknown players who really popped off, and today specifically, we're going to be taking a look at a few of them. One in particular is Wakey, who got 6th place today in the finals and also 6th place yesterday in the semifinals. He was on the Fortnite stream and he destroyed, guys. He had like 9 kills when there was 30 people left. His gameplay was just unreal. We'll take a look at all of his highlights and some others. Don't worry though, we're also going to be taking a look at where Mitro, Mongrel, MrSavage M, and Benji all placed as well. And specifically MrSavage M, who seemed to be devastated after failing qualify barely by like 10 slots. We'll take a look at his tweets. That's not all though, guys. We have an action-packed video. We're also going to be taking a look at some more bugs. Fortnite is clearly broken and it's affecting people in the finals of the World Cup qualifiers, which is horrendous. I'll show you guys which bugs happened today on the main Fortnite stream, and as well as DrLupo basically calling out Epic Games for the FOV midstream very subtly. But first, let's go ahead and take a look at who qualified from the top 10 out of the European region. Roll it.
But before we go too much further, this honestly has been one of the most insane sets of European solos I think we've ever watched. And we have the standings.
It's so close, man. It's so close. And just to clarify, when I was talking about people being pushed out and people being pushed in, Court Gaming takes that spot. One other player just not in the 10th spot there was pushed out from the top 8 because of it. Lecce was also pushed out, so deciding it, Fact Boom ended up moving up as well. So this is the 8 who will be going through to the Fortnite World Cup final in New York City.
So going through it, the top 10, we can see in first place we have Lukey TJK, no idea who he is. In second place, we have Left Eye from Cooler. In third place, we have Fled Moyes, another player, I have no idea who he is. Fourth place, we have T-Chubb coming out. Again, so many unknown players, guys. It's incredible. We have Core Gaming coming out in 5th place. Some people in my chat yesterday did tell me to keep an eye on him, so we did, and he popped off today qualifying. And then in 6th, we have Wakey, who we are going to specifically look at later today. Then in 7th, we have Lulboom from Fact. No idea who that is. And then finally in 8th place, we do have Dementos, the only mainstream player on this list qualifying today. So as I said, so many unknown players making it through for Europe, and it's awesome seeing these talents that we've never heard of just popping off and punching their ticket to the World Cup. This gives us a chance to actually promote these underrated players that nobody knows of and potentially maybe bring them onto Congarna, because after all, that is the goal of my team, to promote these underrated talents that deserve to be known, like Epic Whale, like Silmat, Barl, and Leno, the players on my team already popping off yesterday. Hopefully they pop off today. But yeah, you can check out the players that I talk about in this video. All their links will be in the description. But anyways, let's move on now and let's talk about some of the more known players and see where they placed. And we'll start off with MrSavage M, who was pretty high up there at rank number 19, 54 points overall. Didn't quite make it through, but close. And now here's where MrSavage M was absolutely devastated after the qualifiers. He tweeted this out first. Think I just lost my qualification because of something called speech recognition, made me tab out late game and made me die to Storm. 7th place right now, but a lot of people have one more game, got 2 mobility items the whole tournament, and got griefed about 4 through 5 games. Then he said, played really well, but got really unlucky. I don't know what more I could have done. Seems really unfortunate that his speech recognition screwed him over there, but I'm sure MrSavage M will qualify eventually for the solos. I think there's, what, 3 or 4 more weeks left, so eventually he'll get in there. So let's move on now to MrSavage M's duo partner, Benji Fishy. Pretty close there with MrSavage M at 25th with 53 points overall. Close as well, but doesn't really matter for him because he already did qualify for the solos, so showing that he is a consistent player. And now we have Mitro coming in from Atlantis, ranked number 34 and 51 points. Definitely did a lot better this weekend than he did on the last solos weekend. He already qualified through the duos with Mongrel, so potentially the next solos event he will be able to qualify through. Now as for Mongrel, who did dominate yesterday in 1st place for the semifinals, I have no idea where he placed. I couldn't find him in the top 250. He didn't tweet anything out, so yeah, I have no idea where he placed. I'm guessing he didn't do too well today. Who knows why, but yeah, moving on now, let's go ahead and take a look at some of the players who did pop off today, starting off with this guy named Scully, who was featured on Cloaksy's stream, and he popped off. The insane plays. Let's roll it.
It's good. Yeah, this guy's a beast, man. He gets tagged by Storm once he's dead. Okay. Oh, what a pump! He got the kill! Oh! Dude, this guy's nuts!
Cloaksy hasn't ever been more right in his life. That kid is nuts. You can find his Twitter and Twitch down below. So that was a sick play. Let's move on now and let's take a look at some bugs that happened today, specifically audio issues, which have been in Fortnite for months now and are happening in the World Cup qualifiers. Let's roll it.
Mayhem going on, a mayhem of his own. We see ballers there on the left and one guy. Oh, did he catch the baller?
No, he didn't. He just missed it. Oh, but he does catch another player off guard and another player. Back-to-back players looking to take advantage, be able to take their slurps and their shields during this lull after they've left their ballers. But
so yeah, the reason they didn't hear them is because the audio's bugged in this game and sometimes just doesn't work and you don't know when someone's taken your wall. And unfortunately for those two players, it happened to them in the World Cup qualifiers. I guarantee you, if they would have heard it, they would have turned around and they would have built another wall, just like any good player in that scenario. Unfortunate, but hey, you know, Epic Games, they rather add new items and skins and whatever they want to do rather than fix some of the bugs. And guess what? DrLupo actually subtly called them out and exposed them for the FOV issues going on in Fortnite while he was in the middle of casting a game. Let's roll that clip. DrLupo's a legend.
But waiting up above and just timing that shotgun shot is extremely important, and it's actually rather easy to do on some of these players that are stuck in boxes because the field of view doesn't allow them to see that high and where they want to look down below. Picking up a back-to-back. Kristen, Rojo, both going down. Majin establishing the top here.
I'm sure a lot of you guys are up to date with the FOV and stretched resolution issues right now. A lot of players are unhappy that Fortnite is not adding an FOV slider and forcing players to play on native resolutions, even though stretched res really helps you see different things, especially in late game scenarios. So DrLupo there, putting his 2 cents in on the mainstream, letting Epic know that we need an FOV slider. Anyways, now let's move on to the final part of the video where I do want to feature Wakey, who absolutely popped off 2 games in a row, back-to-back, guys, destroying everybody in his sight. Let's roll it.
Now, Draka did have some stink grenades as well, which in combo with an RPG, if the timing is right, and I guarantee you Draka will be able to pull it off if he goes for it at some point. It could be a pretty nasty play. Wakey, though, picking up 3rd elim right there, rotating in the outside of Storm, trying to catch another player rotating inside. Gonna get it, too. 4 eliminations, 17 points total. Wakey, a player that we saw yesterday, put on an excellent showing.
Yeah, put on a fantastic showing, made his way up the leaderboard. Somebody I'm not super familiar with, which doesn't happen a ton with the European players, but now we're into that top 15. So, Quicks is trying to get back up, but Key has blocked that off with his build, so now things could get awkward quickly. You have Draka in the top right, Wakey in the bottom right on the middle tarp just below him. Everyone else you can see in the wide on the left. Wakey picking up a great elim there onto Caps Lock, also putting himself into the top 5, sitting on 6 so far. Good counter edit coming out, but doesn't hit the shot. Wakey only has 1 more build, not until he picks up that elim there, gets himself back up into 10, needs to find whatever he can, but the boom bows are being rained down from above as it's Draka. No, with that rocket launcher instead, but Wakey now has him pinned in the storm, needs to make a play with the lower health, can't find the shots, doesn't quite get it with the AR spray. The difference was 1 HP. 1 HP.
Wow, 1 HP there. Wakey was popping off, looking good, but they switched over to the next game, and guess what? Wakey was in it again, and he did it again. Let's roll it.
If you're in the top 10, odds are good you'll get one of your games featured, but Wakey has been popping off, so stick it on board as he's made it to another end game. And Civi, you honestly, go shampoo. You don't need to have dandruff anymore. You got some time to reset. Go get that taken care of, man.
very, very tight here as we are closing this circle. 41 players remaining. Sir picking up an elim in the top, but Wakey still beaming players from the top of this brick one by one. Audio cues are going to tell him there is a player right there. I would not be surprised if he holds the edit. He has an opportunity potentially to push in on Oblivion, and he doesn't realize. There's no way he knows.
He hears a medic. He hears a medic. He's going to get this. No
HP.
problem. Oh, no.
Oblivion actually dropped all the way back down. You see
he's
Wakey
trying to find him. He sees which boxes. This is so good right now by Wakey tracking this players. We talk about tracking in terms of the aim, tracking in terms of finding somebody, knowing Oblivion was low because he wanted to pop his meds. Wakey, we talk about consistently finding elims. To have 6 eliminations with 39 players still up, and you're in a fantastic spot. All his mats, tons of shields. Like, he's just going at players.
By the way, MrSavage smack dab
Benji's in the lobby as well. Paytek's in the lobby. Osin in the lobby. Wakey in the lobby. Like, this is a who's who of the lords of European Fortnite right now. And you see Wakey actually opting to use that flintlock just as a form of utility. You have Teak in here, the D-Mine player also. I mean, this is stacked, and we're barely closing in on that top 25 now. Getting the flintlock reload and trying to find whatever he can.
And Wakey doing an excellent job of being very efficient while tunneling through the air. Benji Fishy goes down. Wakey lasering Benji out of midair. Another set of shots. Gets Big Brain as well.
Not Big Brain right there. We talked about it, man.
Chat, just go do that. Do that. It's crazy good. Wakey, a rocket from the side down to 84 HP. Going to take an opportunity to pop minis. Might not be fast enough. A player lands literally on top of Wakey. Gets the mini off. Gets the siphon. Back to 159. Not out of this thing yet. Wakey at 9 elims total. 36 builds and trying to push as fast as he can to stay at the edge of the storm.
This is such a dense circle. You can hear the traps going off, but Wakey is not slowing down. Alliance Powder being taken down, and he's still just popping shots. He's not not stopping at all.
There's no time to stop is the thing. The pace
quick, but he's being so proactive. He's looking to go find these players, but unfortunately Cloud Mav finds him, and he talked about that position, all the metal above, only 1 layer below, gets abused by Cloud on the low ground, who then abuses Teak there, and just running around. Orange as well, he says, come play with me down here. Low ground warriors making Monster D-Face proud. You have Siwi on the high ground. Sir now challenging Mav on that low ground as the circle is coming to the close. You have TMIS Siwi in the top right. Cloud Mav in the bottom right. Launchpad going to challenge. There is a force supply height, so Sir is just going to spend his time up in the air. Siwi trying to find the siphon. It's going to come down to this fight on the high ground, and that is it. Cloud Mav takes it away.
Jesus Christ, what a game. What a qualifier, guys. As I said, it was the day of the unknown talents, and it was the best qualifier I've seen so far. I had to make a full video about it because there was just so much to talk about. If you guys did enjoy it, be sure to drop a like on it and go check out everybody featured in this video, Wakey and Scully down below in the description. Don't worry guys, I will be making a video about NA East and NA West later tonight, so stay tuned for that. I'm out of here guys. Peace.